Yes. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to the Bhagavad Gita study circle. We have been discussing amazing things in the last few chapters, especially the first 10 chapters. There are so many beautiful things that we have discussed. And Krishna has very patiently described about himself, about the universe, about so many questions that Arjuna had asked, isn't it? And there are beautiful things that Krishna has explained in the last chapter. But now there is something new and wonderful that is happening, and we should really get engrossed with this particular thing. But before that, Achyutanji, Hare Krishna for joining. Thank you for joining on YouTube. And just wanted to say to all of you that Uma Kumar, I just spoke to him this morning, and he was attending some temple program. A new center has come very close to his home, his place. So he is regularly attending the sessions there. He was very thankful for getting him connected to Krishna consciousness, and he was very thrilled also to talk to me after some time. And it is very nice that now he is able to attend Mangalarti, he is able to do some wonderful chanting. So all of that. So that is really wonderful. So very happy to hear about that. And we also have Vedanta Bhatija. Thank you so much for joining, Vedanta. And all those who have joined on YouTube, you can also comment and say Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna to all of you. And so, but today we have something very, very interesting. Just imagine it's like in any movie, we have various scenes, any drama or any play. There are various scenes that goes on. But when it comes to the action scene, the action events are quite gripping. They are the most gripping scenes in any movie. So if you consider Bhagavad Gita to be a kind of a movie, then this is actually going to be the action scene of the Bhagavad Gita. So very, very powerful. And there are so many infinite things that Krishna is going to show to Arjuna. And all that infinite thing we want to understand with our finite brains, which is going to be very difficult. So I will just try my best to explain certain things because Krishna is really unlimited. And here it makes us very humble when we understand this 11th chapter, which is actually called Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. So this is Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. It is an amazing thing, very fascinating thing. It's action-packed chapter that you can say in the Bhagavad Gita because Arjuna is going to see something which is going to blow off his mind. It's like that. It is his desire to see, but when he sees that, he says, "Oh my God, this is beyond me. I cannot tolerate. I cannot take this for more." So that kind of a situation Arjuna comes. So there are many beautiful things that Krishna is going to explain in this particular chapter also, right? So like we always do, let us begin with the pranam mantras, and you can all chant along with me the pranam mantras. It will be this is, by the way, the 107th session of the Bhagavad Gita. So we have come a really long way all throughout, right? So let us dedicate this session to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is my beloved spiritual master and the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, in this chapter, Krishna is going to reveal the universal form of Him. It's a very powerful form, but we will get into the details one by one, understanding each sloka. So, the first four verses of this chapter, Arjuna is speaking. Now, in the previous verse, Arjuna, he said, actually, in fact, he had asked a question that I want to understand more about you. And Krishna had told, oh, Arjuna, it is just not possible to understand everything about me. Whatever I have spoken to you about the opulences, they are just a tip of an iceberg. They are just very, very limited. Right? So it was really beautiful to understand that how Krishna says that among all these Saptarishis, these are all they are my origin, and Krishna is saying this universes, which is the highest to lowest, is everything belongs to me, and I am the origin of everything. I am the present, I am the past, I am the future. I am also the beginning, I am the middle, and I am the end. He is saying about the sun and moon. Is everything belongs to me. All his opulences among the beast. I am the lion among the planets. I am the sun. So Krishna has unlimitedly explained about his opulences. Among the mountains, I am the Meru Parvat. Among the unmovable mountains, I am the Himalayas. So Krishna has explained beautifully all about the different opulences. But now Krishna told Arjuna, see, this is all very limited. Whatever I'm speaking to you is very limited. What will you do knowing so much of knowledge? There is no point because it is just the tip of an iceberg. I can go on and on. Fight has to begin, by the way, right? They're on the battlefield. If I just keep on explaining to you about everything, it's just going to be very difficult for you to understand the whole situation, right? So Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna that this is, oh my God, it is enough. Really enough. That is too much now. It's enough. Whatever ekam shena sthito jagat, it's very limited. So, Hare Krishna Vani Mataji. So, we have Vani Mataji also joining us today. And she was very curious to know about the session. She, as a word of caution, I just want to tell you, this is the first session that you're attending. Now, we have Dev, we have Vinodji, we have Hina Mataji who have been listening to me. And they have years which are kind of developed an immunity to hear the boring class like mine. So you may have to tolerate a little bit, but then it's very interesting. So I'm sure you will really enjoy the whole session. So now, this is the very beautiful chapter, but let us chant one by one the first four verses where Arjuna is speaking. So this is very interesting. So let us chant the first four verses. So Dev, you can unmute yourself. Let's chant the first four verses. Okay.
Yes.
Arjuna uvacha
Arjuna uvacha
mad anugrahaya paramam
mad anugrahaya paramam
guhyam adhyatma samnitam
guhyam adhyatma samchitam
yat tvayoktam vachastena
yat tvayoktam vachastena
mohoyam vigato mama.
mohoyam vigato mama.
Wonderful. Let's do that once again. Arjuna uvacha
Arjuna uvacha
mad anugrahaya paramam
mad anugrahaya paramam
guhyam adhyatma samnitam
guhyam adhyatma samchitam
yat tvayoktam vachastena
yat tvayoktam vachastena
mohoyam vigato mama.
mohoyam vigato mama.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Very nice. We will also chant the next verse. So Hina Mataji, you can unmute yourself. Let's chant the next verse also. Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam.
Prabhuji, can you repeat? I could not hear that.
Yes. Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam.
Bhavapyo hi bhutana
Shrutau vistarsho maya.
Sutau Vistartau Maya
Tvattah
Vistasmaya
kamalapatraksha.
Tvattaha Kamalapatraksha
Mahatmayam api chavyayam.
Mahatmayam Apichavyayam.
Okay, wonderful. Very nice. So read the translation by yourself, Mataji.
O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. Hare
Wonderful.
Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Vani Mataji, you can unmute yourself and let's chant the third verse also. Evam etadyatattatvam
एवमेतदयतत्त्वम्
atmanam parameshwara
आत्मानं परमेश्वर
drishtum ichchami te rupam
द्रष्टुम् इच्छाति मे ते रूपम्
aishwaram purushottama.
ऐश्वरं पुरुषोत्तमा.
Please read the translation.
O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see you how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours.
Wonderful. So, Vinodji, it's your turn now. You can unmute yourself and let's chant the final verse for today.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Manyase yadi tachchakyam
Manyase yadi tatchakyam
maya drishtum iti prabho
maya drishtum iti prabho
yogeshwara tato me tvam
yogeshwara tato te mitatvam
darshayatmanam avyayam.
darshayatman ayavayam.
Please read the translation.
If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Wonderful. So thank you so much. Now, this is very, very interesting. Let us understand these verses one by one. So, here Krishna has explained, Arjuna is saying basically that Mad anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samnitam yat toyoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. So, Arjuna is saying that mohoyam vigato mamaha. All my illusion which was there, oh Krishna, is all vanished now. So just like I told you, how this whole Bhagavad Gita began. It began, the very first chapter, if you see, it is called as Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Vishada Yoga. Why it is called Vishada Yoga? Because Arjuna was lamenting. He was lamenting because of illusion. But now in the 10th chapter, he's saying, Mohoyam Vigato Mama. My moha, my illusion is gone completely. So it all began with full of illusion, but now in the 10th chapter, Arjuna is saying, my illusion is gone. Such a change of perception that has happened. A complete 180-degree perception change in Arjuna's consciousness. What a wonderful thing it is. Arjuna, in the first chapter, he was so confused. He was saying that Drishtve mam swajanam Krishna yuyutsum tamupastitam shidhanti mama gatrani mukam cha paripashyati. He was saying parishishyati. He was saying, Arjuna was so bewildered. He was saying, oh, seeing all this people, my swajanam, and I'm about to fight with them, my mouth is drying up and my skin is burning. I cannot fight. He was completely bewildered. It was very tough for Arjuna actually. Because of that illusion, he was unable to see things clearly. And seeing this confusion and that illusion in Arjuna's mind, the second chapter, Krishna said, oh, Arjuna, what is this? Kutastwa kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam anarya jushtam asavargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. Where this kutastwa kashmalamidam, where has that impurities come into your heart, Arjuna? You are speaking so absolute nonsense. He, not just that, actually Krishna is actually going to give him a very strong words. Krishna is using strong words. What does he say in the third words? Klaibyam masmagamaha partha naitet tvai upapadyate shudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktotishta parantapa. He's saying shudram hridaya daurbalyam. You're having a weak heart, Arjuna. You are a warrior. You are such a great Kshatriya, but hridaya shudram hridaya durbalyam. This weakness of heart is not because of, there is the pumping of the blood in the heart is lowered because of some physical ailment. No, it's not that kind of shudram hridaya durbalyam. This is not that kind of a physical durbalyam of the heart. It is Daurbalyam, this Hridaya Daurbalyam pops out when we are unable to separate or keep aside our lower strong emotions from what is right and what is wrong. When these lower strong emotions, they cover up our heart, we are unable to understand dharma properly. And that's exactly what had happened to Arjuna. It was very difficult. Then Krishna, when he says all these things, Arjuna says, Shishyaste ham shadimam tam prapannam. Arjuna says, okay, I accept you as my spiritual master, now instruct me. And that is when Krishna starts explaining one by one about the beautiful spiritual knowledge, the material knowledge and everything else, right? So now you see how Krishna has brought Arjuna's consciousness from illusion to no illusion. What is illusion, by the way? Illusion means whenever we give less important things more importance, or there is something which is of high importance but we give very less importance. For example, body is of less importance, but then we give so much importance to this body. From the spiritual perspective, this body really doesn't have any value. In the sense, it really doesn't make much, because bodies are there everywhere. So many bodies we have acquired already. It keeps changing. But the real value is in the Atma. But then our focus is only on the body. So this is illusion. Something of very high importance, bhakti, which is of high importance, human form is of high importance. But then we are simply wasting that in eating, mating, sleeping, defending. So that is of lower importance. So this is illusion. When we actually try to minimize something which is of so important, we bring it down to animalistic life. That is illusion. So Arjuna was thinking that way. Oh, these are all my swajanam. I'm going to kill them and I'm going to be depressed. So that was his illusion. But here, Arjuna, he accepted in the last chapter that, oh, Krishna, that you have actually taken away all my illusion now. All these difficulties that I had, all the coverings that I had is all gone. He accepted Krishna as the master in the last chapter, 9th chapter, because he understood, oh, there are so many opulences Krishna has. But that illusion was there, that tint of illusion was there in the 9th chapter when he heard the confidential knowledge. But 10th chapter, when he understood the opulences of the Lord, oh, he understood Krishna is amazing. And here, that's why immediately stating that, oh, all that moha has now gone. There is no moha at all. Moho yam vigato mamaha. So that is what has happened now. Now, Krishna actually covers all the questions that he has answered previously in this 11th chapter. That's why I said that this is an action scene of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, the action scene is this universal form where there is a lot of action that is going to be seen by Arjuna. And of course, Sanjaya also, because he is also witnessing this whole thing, the universal form. So Krishna and Arjuna is saying here, my illusion is gone because mat anugrahaya paramam. Anugrahaya paramam. Anugraha means, how does that anugrahaya, how that illusion has gone? Arjuna's illusion is gone because of knowledge, the transcendental knowledge. Knowledge, the Divya Jnana, can take out all the illusion from us. It is a great boon. The Divya Jnana is a great mercy upon us. You see, when we were all going through this phase of COVID, and anytime when there is a pandemic or epidemic or anything of that sort, scientists are quite busy. they try to experiment, they get some knowledge, and they create a vaccine. And when the vaccine works, then they want to distribute that knowledge to everyone so that they benefit. India also, they created a vaccine and then it was distributed across the world in so many countries. And then when we shared that knowledge, what happened? Yes, many people could benefit, right? So there is a disease, there is a medicine, and there is a knowledge. So when you actually use that knowledge, you share that knowledge, people come out of disease. So similarly, Arjuna was going through a disease of illusion. And when he heard the beautiful knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, that illusion is now gone. He's free from that disease. Now you may ask, Prabhu, we all have heard Bhagavad Gita till the 10 chapters. But our illusion is not gone. Why so? Isn't it? Our illusion is still there. Now, just like, in cancer, there is first stage cancer, there is second stage cancer, there is third stage, the fourth stage, and somebody is terminally ill, right? Arjuna's state of illusion was like the first state, very initial phase of illusion it was. So he just heard once and he understood and his illusion is gone. He's cured of his disease. But our illusion is the highest state of or highest phase of illusion we have. So we need to actually continuously hear Bhagavad Gita again and again and again. Actually, if you or we all for that matter, when we understand the first 10 chapters of Bhagavad Gita perfectly, we will be free from illusion, just like Arjuna. But that perfection is not there right now. Otherwise, we could actually say the same thing like Arjuna. 11th chapter, we can also say that, yes, I am free from illusion. But it is not so with us because we have degrees, the highest degree of illusion we have. So that is why Arjuna heard it once, we need to hear it more and more and again and again. Shrinvatam hi swatak Krishna punya shravana kirtanaha riddhyantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti surat satam. Our abhadrani has to be cleared first. And that can happen only when Shrinvatam hi swakrata Krishna. When we hear the katha of Krishna again and again, that is when we will become free from all the desires and then we will become free from illusion. So this is how our illusion is very thick right now. When we hear again and again the Bhagavad Gita, that it will reduce automatically. Now, repeated study is important. That's why we call this as Bhagavad Gita study circle. We are not reading Bhagavad Gita. We are not simply discussing. We are actually studying Bhagavad Gita. And in the 9th chapter, this very important thing Krishna had told Arjuna. What is 9th chapter? 9th chapter is stated as Raja Vidya. Right? Raja Vidya Yoga. It is Raja Vidya. So, the most confidential knowledge, Prabhupada translates that as most confidential knowledge. And that was given to Arjuna. What was given? Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshami anasuyave jnana vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshashe subhat. Krishna had said that I'm going to give you both jnana and vijnana yajnatva mokshashe subhat, by which once you understand this knowledge, jnana and vijnana, your illusion will be gone. Krishna had actually told this. He had promised. So you hear this properly and you'll become free from illusion. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. It is the king of all knowledge, and this is also a great secret. Pavitram idam uttamam. It is pavitra. It is very, very pure. Then pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam susukham kartum avyayam. Once you understand this knowledge, you will be able to joyfully perform bhakti. This is what Krishna had told previously in the 9th chapter. So if we understand actually the first 10 chapters perfectly, our illusion will be gone. Right? So now we have to understand more and more. So this is what Krishna mentioned in the, Arjuna mentioned, he said this in the first verse. In the second verse, he is going to say something very important again. He says, Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam shruto vistarasho maya tvatta kamalapatraksha mahatmayam apichaviyam. Now this is another very beautiful verse. We should really understand and dive deep into this. This is very special. This is the first verse in the Bhagavad Gita where Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Kamalapatraksha. Kamalapatraksha is a very intimate way of addressing Krishna. Previously, he has called Krishna as O Janardana, O Keshava, O Madhusudana. They are all based on different pastimes of Krishna he was addressing. But here, Arjuna is addressing Krishna as, oh, Kamalapatraksha. Kamalapatraksha means, Aksha means eyes. Kamalapatraksha means, oh, lotus-eyed one. It's a very intimate way of addressing. So there is some sweetness in this verse. When Arjuna addresses, there is some sweetness because he is addressing him very intimately, Kamalapatraksha. But there is also greatness of Krishna, which is mentioned in this. So this verse actually, Bhavapyayo hi bhutana, that is the greatness of Krishna. Kamalapatraksha is the sweetness of Krishna. So in this verse, we can understand both sweetness and also the greatness of Krishna. So this is very, very special. Now, why it is compared, all our Vedas and our scriptures, they are very consistent when they describe the Lord. They're very, very consistent when they describe the Lord, saying that, oh, he has lotus-like eyes, he has lotus-like face, he has lotus-like feet. Everything is compared to the lotus. Why? Why the Lord's features are considered or referred to as lotus? Because lotus, even when it is growing in the midst of all dirt, it is untouched by the dirt. The Supreme Lord, when he appears in this material world, he is pure, untouched by the material conditions. The three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, cannot touch the Lord. He is pure. He cannot be touched by any material things. So that's why he's compared to the lotus. Very, very special. Now, he could have been compared to this rose also. This rose, actually, the fragrance is very nice of this rose. But then, they actually give a lot of importance to lotus because lotus is a very special feature, special flower, because it is untouched by dirt. It is very special about lotus. Now, when a devotee also, when he becomes a bhakta, he actually is also similarly unaffected by the material things. He is also, sometimes devotee is also referred to as a lotus because we are all great devotees like Prabhupada. They are in this material world, in the most dirty world, especially when Prabhupada went to the Bowery in New York City, most dirty place. People used to, all these hippies used to be there and they used to contaminate the place. Prabhupada used to pass through all these dirty places, but he's untouched by the dirt, the material dirt. So Kamalapatraksha, now this Kamalapatraksha, the eyes, the beautiful lotus eyes, are described by many, many great devotees. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have the Kunti Maharani prayers, where she's also saying, Namo Pankaja Nabhaya, Namo Pankaja Maline, Namo Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangrehe. So she's also saying, Namo Pankaja Nabhaya. Your Nabhi is like lotus. And you wear the Namo Pankaja Maline, you wear a very beautiful Pankaja. Pankaja is also lotus. You wear the beautiful lotus garland. Namo Pankaja Netraya. You wear that beautiful, you have the lotus-like eyes. Very special. Right? And then she's also saying, Namaste Pankajangre. Your lotus feet is so wonderful that I pay my obeisances. So Kunti Maharani's prayers. So she's also describing about the lotus eyes of Krishna. And then in the, there's a very beautiful verse, I think Vishnu Sahasranam, we have this Lakshmi Kanta Kamala Nayanam Yogi Bridhyanagamyam Dhyanagam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaram Sarvalokekanatham. So what is happening? Lakshmi Kanta Kamala Nayanam. There also you see Kamala Nayanam. He has lotus eyes. Very beautiful. And there is another beautiful song which is the Nanda Nandashtakam. So that is a very beautiful song which says Sudhirga Netra Pankajam Mudhajam Ananda Koti Mohanam Namami Nanda Nandanam. So there also Sudhirga Netra Pankajam. So there also very beautiful it is mentioned that how he has the lotus eyes. So Netra Pankajam. So Krishna is always described like this with lotus. So Arjuna is also saying that Kamala Patraksha. He has the lotus eyes. When will we see these lotus eyes? Not sure. So we have to become pure like Arjuna. So in the 8th chapter, the 9th chapter, Krishna has elaborately explained about the creation, the destruction, and how he talks about the different universes. They're all within his control. And now, in this chapter, Arjuna is actually going to explain, Krishna is going to actually display that how he is actually the controller. Right? So, that was verse number 2. Let us also understand verse number 3, which is, which says that evam etat yathat tattvam atmanam parameshwara drishtumichhami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. Now, this is very special verse again. There are so many things to be discussed here. You can just dive deep and deep into Bhagavad Gita always. So he's saying, Arjuna, oh Krishna, now as I see you, you're right here before me, the two-handed form. And this is really very, very beautiful. You are in the two-handed form, but I want to see more. So Arjuna is expressing his desire. His desire is he wants to see more. I want to see more. Oh, Krishna. Now, what had happened? Why he wants to see more? Because in the previous chapter, in the 10th verse, in the 10th chapter, 16th verse, Arjuna had asked, Krishna, you explain to me everything in detail. I want to know everything in detail completely. But what did Krishna say? Krishna, he explained about 80 or 82 opulences of himself. And he said, Arjuna, this is enough. You have understood so much and there is enough unlimited knowledge, but this is enough. Now, Arjuna said, Vaktum arhasi asheshena divyahi atma vibhutayah yabhir vibhutibir lokhams imam stvam vyapitishhtati. Vaktum arhasi asheshena. I want to know everything in detail. But what did Krishna do? He covered only 82 opulences. So Arjuna was not satisfied. Arjuna had also asked, what is that? Katham vidyam aham yogim tvam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan maya. What are the different forms, O Krishna, in which we can meditate upon you? The yogis can meditate upon you. So he had asked specifically about the different forms in which we can remember Krishna. And Krishna had said, okay, see, I cannot explain everything now. It's a battlefield, Arjuna. You have to be very careful. We have to start the battle also. Arjuna cannot be explained. The whole thing cannot be explained. So Krishna said, I just explained you the tip of the iceberg now. That is more than enough knowledge for you. But Arjuna was not satisfied. He understood, okay, Krishna is not going to explain to me everything. Better I ask him to show his universal form so that I can see it. I don't want to hear now. I want to see it. So that is why he is expressing his desire that yes, that drishtum ichhami, I have a desire. Drishtum ichhami te rupam. I have asked you previously also, but now you show me, I want to see. And earlier words, what did he say? Kamala Patraksha. And he is now saying, I have a desire to see. But can he see like that with the same eyes? He cannot see with the same eyes. So Krishna has to give him something more to see. See, please understand, all of you, we don't see by this material eyes. We really don't see by this material eyes. When we want to see something, we should be backed up by knowledge. This is fact, I'll tell you. We don't really see by these eyes. There is a vision which is there. For example, when you dream in the night. When you dream in the night, your eyes are closed, but you still see the dream. How? Who is seeing? Your eyes are closed, right? Now close your eyes. All of you, please close your eyes. All of you, close your eyes. Listen to me carefully. Close your eyes. Don't see a white elephant. Don't see a white elephant. Okay, Dave, tell me, did you see the white elephant when you closed the eyes?
Yes,
Dave, can you hear me?
Yes.
But I said not to see, right? But still you saw. See, Vani Mataji was saying. She saw a white
Yes.
elephant.
I did.
Shara, you closed your eyes, but still you could see a white elephant. If I say the same thing, don't see a red rose, you'll still see a red rose. That means you're actually not seeing by these eyes. There is a different thing that is going on. There is some special power that you have. All of us, we have. So this material eyes is just an instrument, but the power of vision is somewhere else. Right? So that is Divya Chakshu. That is what we need to understand. There are people who are, what they say in the medical terms, congenital blindness. So they are blind. They have become blind due to some reason. And they are blind since the beginning, but they can be cured. And there are patients who were blind from birth, and they actually had only heard about the knife and other things. They had actually touched the knife when they were blind. But when they were treated and they got the vision back. And when one knife was kept before them, they could not correlate with the knife. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it is unless they actually touch the knife. When they touch the knife, they could sense, oh, this is something that I've already touched. And what was this? Oh, if I touch this particular instrument, that means it is a knife. By seeing, they could not. But when they touched it, they could understand it is knife. So when you want to see something, you have to be backed up with knowledge. Only then you can see. Now Krishna comes before you. You cannot see him because we are not backed up with knowledge. But when an Acharya, he can see, because immediately, according to Shastra, he will understand, this person, he has Kamala Patraksha, his eyes are like lotus. And on his feet, there are different symbols. This is Krishna. Because he's Shastra Chakshu. Moment he sees the incarnation of the Lord, he understands this is incarnation of the Lord because they have that knowledge. Right? When Prabhupada, once he went to meet someone, not meet someone, actually, so a devotee went to meet one big donor, and then he showed the Bhagavad Gita and Prabhupada's photo. And when that person, the industrialist, he saw, he could actually read the faces also. And then when he saw Prabhupada's face, he said, he's no ordinary man. He's a great personality. Immediately, just by seeing the face. So that means what? They have the knowledge. If you go to a palmist, you come to me and show your palm, what will I know? I don't know anything about palmistry. But if you go to a palmist, he will see your hand. He will read every line and he'll tell you what is your past, present, and future. If you come to me, I cannot say anything. This is all simply some word jugglery. These lines makes no sense to me. But a palmist, why? Because he has knowledge. So, if you want to see Krishna, we need to have knowledge. Otherwise, we are blind. We are blind. And very specially in this particular verse, Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Parameshwara and Purushottama. Both. You see, two words are used. Earlier, Kamala Patraksha. Here it is Parameshwara and Purushottama. Parameshwara means Ishwara, means controller. Purushottama means the best of the human beings, the best of the personalities. Right? Let us understand this. Very, very important. This is a very special position, being called as Parameshwara, as Purushottama. Arjuna wants to see a universal form. He has a desire. Universal form is also called as a Kala Rupa. Vishwarupa, Kala Rupa, both are same. So, why is he asking this? It's not that Arjuna is in doubt about Krishna's supremacy now, because he's very clearly stating Parameshwara Purushottama. So Arjuna is very clear that Krishna, my friend, is no more friend. He's not just my friend. He is the Supreme Lord. He's the Supreme Lord. That is what Arjuna has understood now. But there will be some imposters, or there will be some people who are not having full knowledge, who may doubt Krishna to be the Supreme Lord. Like Shishupala, like Duryodhana, they were seeing Krishna right before them, but they never accepted Krishna to be the Supreme. Duryodhana saw the universal form. Krishna showed him the universal form. Not the same universal form what Arjuna saw, but it was a different universal form. But Duryodhana also saw the universal form, but he could not accept Krishna as the Supreme. You see, even after seeing the universal form, Duryodhana could not accept the supremacy of the Lord. He didn't say that, you are a Purushottama. They are Dveshis. But Krishna said, I give this knowledge only to the Adveshtaha. Only those who are free from envy, only they are actually qualified to receive this knowledge. And Arjuna is non-envious. That's why this knowledge is revealed to him. Just see. So seeing is not very important. Knowledge is important. Otherwise, Duryodhana also, he saw the universal form, but he did not accept. Why? Because there is no knowledge, no transcendental knowledge. Right? They
Prabhu, but
look.
sorry, quick
Yes, go.
question. But he also reveals to Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra was
So,
blind. Sanjaya was narrating this to Dhritarashtra now.
but he also gets revealed, right? But he is very envious.
Yes, he's envious, you see now, because he doesn't know the actual position of the Lord. Dhritarashtra, Shishupala, Duryodhana, they're all envious people. They don't know, they don't understand because they are envious. But Krishna is explaining this to Arjuna and he's understanding Krishna to be Purushottama, Parameshwara, because he's non-envious. Very
Okay. They do see it, but they don't
Yes.
realize it.
Even now, we can see the Supreme Person. If Krishna comes before us, we may see him actually, but we will not be able to understand his supremacy. So that is why when we see that there is, along with sweetness, we should also know the greatness of the Lord. That is why Krishna is going to say this now. Let us understand about the greatness, because now you brought this up, we should understand the greatness of the Lord. Actually, there is somebody else also. Once Prabhupada was asked, one devotee comes running to Prabhupada and he says, Prabhupada, there's one person in the temple who says that he's claiming himself to be God. And Prabhupada says, really? Ask him to show his universal form. So that devotee goes to this person and says, can you show me your universal form, your God? And then he comes back to Prabhupada and says, Prabhupada, I asked him, but he says that I can actually show my universal form, but my disciples, the people here, are not qualified to see, so I cannot show him. You see, this kind of Prabhupada says, cheaters and the cheated. This world is full of cheaters and the cheated. Today, there is so many Kalki Bhagwan. If you tell them, please show me your universal form, they'll not show. Not just one Kalki Bhagwan. There are 2-3 Kalki Bhagwans. There was one in TV interview. So that TV interviewer, he bought this Kalki Bhagwan, that Kalki Bhagwan from Andhra and Tamil Nadu, and there was a debate, and both are saying that I am Kalki Bhagwan. And you ask them to show universal form? No, they cannot show universal form. See? So that is why, because such people will be there, Arjuna is asking this for our benefit. Because if anybody is simply claiming to be God, then they should be able to show the universal form. You show me the universal form, then I will accept. If you are God, you will also give me that chakshu, that you will give me that divya chakshu to see that universal form. Right? That is God. Just like Vedavyasa gave the divya chakshu to Sanjaya, and Krishna is now going to give that divya chakshu to Arjuna also because he has a desire to see. Right? So these are all people who mislead. They don't understand completely. So now, why when Krishna shows all these things, now we're talking about the Ichchami, when Krishna does any particular activity, for example, now he's going to show the universal form. When he does some activity, he has multiple things to accomplish. When Krishna does one activity, it means he's satisfying many people's desires. That is how it is. Krishna is a multitasker. He's an amazing multitasker, and he satisfies many people. I'll give you one very beautiful example. It's a very beautiful story from Mahabharata. Now, once the Pandavas and Draupadi, all along, they were walking in the forest, and they come across one very mystical tree, very beautiful tree, and there is one very amazing fruit hanging on the tree. Draupadi says to Yudhishthira, can you please get me that fruit? It is so wonderful. And then Yudhishthira, he plucks that fruit, and just when they are about to eat that fruit, that is when suddenly there are some grass-like things, they all come, and creepers, they all come and start holding on to the feet of all these Pandavas, including Draupadi. So actually that tree was belonging to Roma Rishi. Now Roma means Roma, the hair on the body, the Roma. So his hair was like that, and they all started gripping because he had made such arrangement that anybody plucks the fruit, then immediately his Romas will capture these people. That was the thing. And not just that, the fruit can be taken only if it falls on its own. Then you can relish it. But if somebody plucks it, then the Romas of Roma Rishi will catch. Now they were all thinking what to do. And naturally, when Pandavas they are in trouble, they call out Krishna. Oh, Krishna. And Krishna comes there. And then he understands, oh, you people have done a big mistake. This tree belongs actually to the Roma Rishi, and you have taken the fruit now, you have plucked the fruit. And then Krishna, you do something. So Krishna says, okay, you all be here. Okay. Come to the ashram after some time. So what's happening? These roots are pulling them. Slowly, they are pulling. And then Krishna quickly goes to Roma Rishi's ashram. And then moment he sees Roma Rishi, Krishna pays obeisances to Roma Rishi. And then Roma Rishi is so joyful. He's so happy to see Krishna. Oh, you, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, you have come to my ashram uninvited. What a great thing it is. I'm so blessed today. And then he does puja and all the argya and all these things, madhuparka, or whatever he could offer. He does all these to Krishna, and Krishna is very pleased. Roma Rishi is so pleased, and Krishna is very sweetly talking to Roma Rishi. And you know, when Krishna speaks, when he speaks so sweetly, anybody's heart will melt now. That was happening to Roma Rishi. He's totally melting, hearing the beautiful words of Krishna. And then, after some time, all these Pandavas, they're coming close to the ashram, they enter. And moment these Pandavas and Draupadi, they all come and enter the ashram of Roma Rishi, Krishna, he pays dandavats. He pays obeisances to all the Pandavas. And then Roma Rishi seeing this, oh, Krishna is paying obeisances, I should also pay obeisances. So he also pays obeisances to the Pandavas. Then Krishna is glorifying, oh, this Yudhishthira, he's dharmishta, he's so pakka in his dharma, he follows dharma very pakka. And then Arjuna is a great archer, Bhima, so powerful, Nakul Sahadev, they are so expert in managing the cows and horses, Draupadi, so chaste. He's glorifying them one by one, listening to all these glories of the Pandavas, Roma Rishis, his heart melts. And then Krishna says, Roma Rishi, actually they are walking through this and they're very hungry. They want to eat the fruits of that tree. Can they eat? Roma Rishi is like, oh, what one? Let them take whatever they want now. Let them pluck as many fruits as they can, eat as many fruits as they can. So Krishna satisfied Roma Rishi also, Krishna satisfied the Pandavas also. So when he does any activity, Krishna actually satisfies everyone. Very, very special he is. And this is the greatness of Krishna. This is how Krishna is very, very great. Jnana yagnena chapyanye ekatvena pradatvena. He's very, very beautiful. Those who worship Lord in spontaneity is much appreciated than those who worship the Lord in Aishwarya. There is spontaneous worship and there is Aishwarya worship. If you go to Tirupati, the Lord Venkateshwara, he is worshipped how? With full of awe and reverence and Vedic mantras being chanted and gold and silver being bedecked on the Lord, and unlimited opulence is there, isn't it? The Lord is beautified like that. So many rituals and all these things goes on in all the South Indian temples for that matter. Tirupati is another level altogether. That is Aishwarya, gold and all these things. Aishwarya Bhava, Aishwarya worship it is called. But here, Krishna likes spontaneity, spontaneous worship. You go to Vrindavan, Krishna is worshipped like a covered boy. They just dress him like, peacock feather and all these things, no gold and silver. Aishwarya Bhava is not there. It is spontaneous love, Madhurya. It is Madhurya worship. Now if you go to Jagannath, can you guess whether it is Aishwarya Bhava, Jagannath is Aishwarya Bhagwan or is Madhurya Bhagwan? What do you think, all of you?
Food. Anna.
Is Aishwarya Bhagwan or Madhurya Bhagwan? He likes Aishwarya or he likes Madhurya?
Madhurya.
So he likes Madhurya. What about others? What do you think? Dev? You have some other opinion? Vinodji? Jagannath likes gold, silver, and all these things, or what do you think?
Jagannath likes food, no?
Likes food, but food, like Aishwarya means it's like opulent. Or Madhurya is very simple, simple worship. Aishwarya means very gorgeous worship. So Jagannath likes gorgeous worship or simple worship? What does he like?
Simple,
kind
Prabhuji.
of mixed.
He likes both, mixed.
I think
Yes.
it's kind of mixed, yes.
Yes, actually Jagannatha is Aishwarya Madhurya Jugala Bhagwan. He is not Aishwarya Bhagwan, he is not Madhurya Bhagwan. He is Aishwarya Madhurya Jugala Bhagwan. He is mixed, he likes both. There was this king, Chandavega something. I just don't recall exactly. King Chandavega, he used to dress Jagannath. He used to go and because he's a king, he'll go and take all these jewels and all gold and all these crowns made up of gold and silver and necklaces and studded with diamonds and all these things. And he used to decorate Alankara. Amazing. The king used to decorate Jagannath in that form. And there used to be a Brahmana, and that Brahmana's name was Dharmasena. This Dharmasena was thinking, oh my God, what is this? What kind of a worship is this? He's putting gold on Jagannatha, all these diamonds on Jagannatha. Jagannath, this Brahmana, he used to go away and he used to take away all those gold and silver and he used to put one simple dress and put one peacock feather on Jagannatha. So the king, once he actually went to have his morning rituals and all these things, he finished and he comes back. And then he sees that, oh, what is this? I nicely dressed him like a king, and now this Jagannatha is in simple peacock feather and this simple cloth crown. This is not happening. Who did this? So the king was very angry. Then some of the people there, very hesitatingly, they said, oh, actually this Dharmasena, this Brahmana, actually he is the one who changed the dress of the Lord. Now there was a heated debate between both of them, both this king and the Brahmana. This Brahmana, Dharmasena, is saying, Jagannatha, he is a coward boy. He likes to be dressed like the Gopas because he is going to dance with the gopis. And he needs all these peacock feathers and all. He is Golokanatha. He is Radhanatha. He is the Gopinatha. This is how we have to dress him. Krishna. The king is saying, no, he is Vaikuntapati. He is Lakshminatha. He should be developed. He should be nicely dressed in gold and silver and all these things. So heated debate is going on between both of them. Now, and such debates, you cannot really do anything much. In such debates, it's very difficult to convince. And then there is Mudgala Rishi who comes there and sees this debate is going on and he says, wait, what's happening? He says, Dharmasena says, my dressing is good. King is saying, my dressing is good. He says, both of you come to my ashram. And I will think about it. I will ponder upon this whole thing and then let us decide what is going to happen. They both go to the ashram of Mudgala Rishi. And nicely they are serving there and all those things is happening. And Dharmasena, the Brahmana, whenever he's about to eat food, generally he prays. He closes his eyes and he's praying. And he opens his eyes and the food is not there. It's gayab. One day over, he didn't get food. Second day also the same thing. He closes his eyes. Second day, the food is all gone again. Third day, same thing happens. He closes his eyes and the food is gone. So he's thinking, Dharmasena is thinking that where is my food going? I'm hungry from 3 days. He has not eaten anything. The fourth day, he closes his eyes, but he opens one of his eyes slightly open, half closed eyes. He wants to see who is taking my food. And when he closes his eyes half closed, suddenly one old man, he comes and is running away with the food. So Dharmasena is running behind him. Oh, wait. Who are you? Taking away my food. And goes, and he's about to catch him. Dharmasena is about to catch him. And that old man, he falls dead. Old man, he dies. And this Dharmasena is in full agony now. He's thinking, oh, what did I do? I did Brahma Hatya. This old man, he died because of me. What is the use of this body? I will commit suicide. So this Dharmasena, this Brahmana, he lit up fire and he was almost into the fire. Suddenly the Lord appears from the fire, takes Dharmasena out and says, hey, Dharmasena, what are you doing? This body which I have given you is a gift from me to you. You are destroying this gift, this beautiful body that I have given you. How dare you destroy this my gift that I have given to you? The Lord is saying, and my Lord, I'm really sorry. But I have done this Brahmatya. Don't worry about it. I was that Brahmana. And by the way, I like your dressing very much. The way you dress me with the peacock feathers and that light dresses and those flower garlands, I really like them. And all this was heard by the king. He was right there and he heard that Lord is saying that he likes the dressing of the Brahmana. Immediately the king comes and falls at the feet of the Lord. My Lord, please forgive me. I thought that my dressing is better, but then you really like the Brahmana, this Dharmasena's dressing. I'm really sorry. And then the Lord says, actually, okay, I like your dressing also. So in Jagannatha, that's why most of the time Jagannath is dressed like a cowherd boy. Few days in a year, he's bedecked like a king, like Sona Vesha. We have when after Rath Yatra, he's fully bedecked with the Sona Vesha, full of gold. It's because he likes the dressing of both. So that is why now there's Aishwarya and there is also Madhurya in Jagannatha. So both is Aishwarya, Madhurya, Jugala Bhagwan. He's very, very famous, very special, right? And this is something that we should understand, that Krishna likes everything. Kavi Karnapura, one of the great Acharya, he is explaining after the Govardhan Leela, when Krishna had lifted the Govardhan for 7 days and 7 nights, and finally the whole Leela was over. All these great devatas, demigods, Indra, Chandra, Brahma, everybody actually had come to Vrindavan, Brajavasi. And then they were worshipping Krishna. Govardhan himself, he gave a very beautiful bedecked throne for Krishna to sit. And then Brahma was offering great prayers, and Varuna bought the umbrella. Vayu was doing chamara. The Kaumudiki is the club of Krishna, was standing like a pillar, very beautifully adorned. Then Moon came. Moon was acting like a mirror, so that Krishna can see himself, his beautiful face. And all the oceans, the rivers, the mountains, they all bought most precious things, and they were offering to Krishna. All the devatas, everyone offering prayers and everything. They were doing abhisheka. The Sahasradhara, while doing Abhisheka, there is something called a Sahasradhara, which has lot of perforations, a silver big plate and perforations. When you pour water, it as if like Krishna is taking a rainwater bath, like that. It is like a shower for Krishna. That was given by Parvati. All these different devatas are doing all these wonderful things, and they were offering. And after this puja was done, they left all their items there, the chamara, the umbrella, everything, and they were just going back to their abodes. Indra was also, done with the prayers, and he begged forgiveness, and he was going. And then these gopas, all the gopas, the cowherd boys, the friends of Krishna, they all come here. And they say, hey, what is this chamara? What is this umbrella? And they start doing arti to Krishna, and in whatever fashion they want, they're just doing this. And Krishna is now having a big smile on his face. He's enjoying like anything. And all the devatas are thinking, oh my God, Krishna, when we were doing puja, he didn't even smile. And now Krishna here is totally smiling and laughing and enjoying so much. So this is the speciality of the spontaneous love which the cowherd boys had. Krishna doesn't like Aishwarya. Sometimes the great people also in this world, they are glorified too much by their people. There is one real incident. The Bill Gates explains this. Many of his friends, they call him, oh, Bill Gates, how are you? How's your health? And all these things. They inquire. They try to understand about his life a little bit and all that thing, only because they want to show to the people that, oh, I have a connect with Bill Gates. There is no that genuine relationship. But people want to be in touch with him just because they want to show to others that they are in touch with a great person like him. So sometimes what he does is he actually wears like a fancy dress. He just wears whatever he wants, very funny things. He goes into the places where people don't recognize him, and he makes friends. People absolutely don't know about him, and he makes friends with them, and then he has wonderful conversations with them. Freely he can talk about. You see, they don't like this Aishwarya. Even in this material world, people want to be very natural, actually. So Vrajavasis had that natural inclinations towards Krishna. That's why Krishna is called Rasraj. Why is he called Rasraj? Because he knows perfectly how to enjoy his life. Rasraj. Why he is able to enjoy? He is Parameshwara. Parameshwara means he is the supreme controller, but he wants to be controlled. This is speciality of Krishna. He is Parameshwara, but he wants to be controlled by his devotees. And that is why he is able to enjoy his life perfectly. But whereas in our situation, we are unable to enjoy our life perfectly. We are trying. Why we are not able to enjoy perfectly? Because we want to be controllers. We want to be Ishwaras. The husband is thinking, I am the Ishwara of this family. He's thinking that my wife has to listen to me, my children has to obey me. He's thinking I am the king of this family. And similarly, the wife is thinking, I am the queen. My husband is working, he will get all the salary and I'll keep it and lock it. And when he wants 10 rupees, I will give it to him. He has to beg 10 rupees from me. You see, she's thinking she's queen. And the children, they make both husband and wife dance. So everybody wants to be Ishvara, controllers in this material world. And that is why they are unable to enjoy perfectly. Krishna, who is the supreme controller, he wants to be controlled. But here we have no control, but still we want to control. And that is why we are perfectly disgusted and totally frustrated in life. So when we give up this idea that I am the controller, then we will enjoy life. Just this morning, Bhagavatam class, wonderful, our president was explaining how to give up things. The highest thing that we can give up is that sense of I am the controller. When moment we give up this idea of, yes, I am the controller, you give up those things, then you will really enjoy life. And this is a secret that Krishna is revealing in the Bhagavad Gita. Most people don't know. That's why Bhagavad Gita is full of these jewel-like secrets. When we understand this and apply in our life, we will become truly happy. Krishna wants us to be happy, right? So Aishwarya, this is what is called as Aishwarya Shitila. Aishwarya Shitila means Aishwarya Bhava actually becomes weak before Madhurya Bhava. It becomes weak before spontaneity. Right? Arjuna is now actually asking for Aishwarya Rupa. He's asking Krishna to show the universal form, which is Aishwarya. He's right before in two-handed form, but Arjuna is having that desire of looking at the Aishwarya. Oh, the big universal form. Big universal form. Universal form is not the highest form. That we will explain in the future upcoming sessions, but then Krishna doesn't like to show his Aishwarya to anyone. He doesn't want to be called as God. That is the nature of God. You know, when there was forest fire in Vrindavan, Krishna was there, all these Brajavasis were there, and they were all petrified because of the fire. They were all caught up in that forest fire. Krishna says, all of you close your eyes. And everybody closed their eyes, all the Brajavasis. And then what did Krishna do? He swallowed the whole fire into his mouth. Why did he ask them to close the eyes? Because he didn't want them to see and then think that, oh, he's God. He didn't want the Brajavasis to think that Krishna is God. And of course, there was another reason why he didn't want them to see is because they'll go and complain to Mother Yashoda. Oh, see, Mother Yashoda, earlier he ate mud, now he's eating fire also. So they didn't want that to happen. He didn't want that Mother Yashoda gets this complaint of eating fire now. So that's why he told, close your eyes. He doesn't want to be God. That friend of Krishna, that Sridhama, he's saying, hey, Krishna, you know that in wrestling match, I defeated you and you carried me on the back. Don't you remember that? The Gopas are talking to Krishna like this. I defeated you. They're climbing on the back of Krishna. Krishna enjoys these things. That is Madhurya. He doesn't like Aishwarya. He doesn't like all these big, big things. He's very simple God. Right? We can please him very simple. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. We have discussed so much in detail about that, right? That one verse. 2-3 sessions were just on that patram pushpam phalam toyam. So beautiful it was. Then anyway, we can go on and on, but let's go to the 4th verse. And what happened in the 4th verse, Krishna is saying, he says that Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drishtum iti prabho yogeshwara tato metvam darshayatmanam avyayam. Now this is the special quality of a devotee and especially Arjuna. And I think this is something we need to understand. He's saying, Manyase yadi tachayam. Arjuna is saying, I want to see this universal form only if I'm qualified to, oh Krishna. If you think that I'm qualified to see this form, this universal form, then you show it to me. See, Arjuna's question is not stemming out of some doubt or some fear. It is a natural desire. He just wants to see. Why he wants to see? Because so that the people in the future will not misunderstand Krishna. Just like there is one friend, there are two friends. One friend talks to another friend. And the other friend says, I have $1 million worth gold with me. And the other friend says, oh, really? Wonderful, very nice. I also want to see. Can you please show it to me? So that other friend is not actually asking the friend who has gold, show me gold, because he has doubt. No, he's just saying, oh, out of excitement. Oh, you have gold worth thousands of dollars. I want to see it. So Krishna, when he has shown and explained about the opulences to Arjuna, Arjuna is like, oh yes, you have shown me all these things. Can you please show it to me? not out of doubt, but out of that affection, just out of that friendliness. He's asking. Similarly, Arjuna is asking like that, right? And you see the way Arjuna is putting forward this question. It is a request. It's not a demand. It is a request. This is very important to understand. Because he has understood the greatness of Krishna, now he's requesting. He is Purushottama, he is Parameshwara. Earlier questions were direct. Oh, Krishna, I didn't understand you. Please explain me. I didn't understand you. Explain me this. I want to know more about direct questions. But here, Arjuna is requesting. It's very, very important thing. He is qualifying himself. Manyase. He is apprehensive to ask, but he is trying to qualify himself to be able to see that universal form. See, mystical things in life, any mystical things, you cannot get, you cannot see by demand. You cannot demand the sun, oh, rise now. I want to see, oh, I want to see the sun, you rise now. Or I don't want to see the sun, you set now. Hey, sun is not going to rise and set because of my demands. We cannot demand the sun. Oh, now you rise at 4 o'clock in the morning. No, you cannot demand. It's just beyond our control. So, when there is pride, there is demand and there is complaint. But when there is humility, then there is begging and we wait. When there is humility, we beg and we wait. When there is pride, we demand and we complain. Very important to know. You see, whenever there is pride in people, we demand, oh, I want this prasadam today. And when you don't get, then you complain, oh, this is not good. You didn't give me. That is pride. But here, humility means, oh, Krishna, I beg, you please show it to me. And I'm ready to wait. You can show it to me or you cannot show it to me. It's left to you, but I'm ready to wait. This is humility. Very special. So, this is something that we should develop. At the same time, Krishna, Yogeshwaro, this is a very important word. Yogeshwara tato metvam darshayatmanam avyayam. Yogeshwara. Arjuna is saying, addressing Krishna as Yogeshwara. See, so beautiful. Second verse is saying Kamalapatraksha. Third verse is saying Purushottama, Parameshwara. Now he's saying Yogeshwara. Every word has so much meaning. Now, yoga, what is yoga? Now, Vani Mataji is a yoga therapist. Can you tell what is yoga? The word yoga mean?
Union. Sorry, I don't know whether you've heard.
Yes. Now, yoga means there is connection. It's basically union between two souls, either Atma or Paramatma, or that's the basic, the highest. The yoga means basically the connection. Now, when Arjuna is saying you are Yogeshwara, now when we do yoga, it is as a sadhana. We perform yoga as a sadhana. That is for our progress in spiritual life. But when Krishna says Yoga Aishwaram, Yogeshwaram, what does that mean? Yogeshwara means how Krishna connects with the world. When we do yoga, it's a sadhana to connect with the Lord. But when Krishna is talking about he displays his yoga, it is the way in which he connects with this world. Yoga Aishwaram. So Arjuna wants to perceive that form of the Lord in which Krishna connects with this world. That's the universal form. That's the universal form. And that's why he's saying here, Krishna is also addressed as, oh Prabho, oh Yogeshwara. So here he's talking about Yoga Siddhi, but not Yoga Sadhana. It is Yoga Siddhi of Krishna. So this is in humility, Arjuna is asking these questions. Please show me that universal form. So this is the first 4 chapters that we have, 4 verses that we have discussed today of the 11th chapter. The next verse, the 5th verse, Krishna is going to speak to Arjuna, and that we will cover in the next session. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You can comment. Those who are listening on the YouTube, you can also comment. You can leave your questions in the comment section. Any questions, please? So you want to worship Krishna in the Aishwarya Bhava or Madhurya Bhava?
Both.
Both. Hina Mataji, what about you? How do you want to worship?
Prabhuji, Madhurya only. Simple.
Really? Good. Dev,
No complications, Prabhuji, for me.
you want to keep it very simple.
Yes. I
Just go
cannot
get some
manage
Deepak
complications,
Burger.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Bhava is important.
Bhava is important, so you want to. You are all together then. Wonderful. Dev, what about you?
Prabhuji, I don't know, to be honest. I have to still think.
You still want to think. That means you're in illusion now.
Yes.
So you
Like
have to hear
Arjuna.
more and more. Okay. Yeah.
See, can I say something in that
Yeah, please go ahead.
context? Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually, I mean, personally, I don't like dressing up jewelry. Never have like. So I thought it is all
Mm.
right for my lord to have nothing. So didn't give him anything. No, just flowers. That's all I used to dress him up with. It is only recent
Mm.
realization that it doesn't matter whether I like it or not. But when I dress him up, it really gives me that satisfaction and that happiness that oh, he looks so beautiful. He looks more beautiful. I mean, he always did look beautiful, more beautiful. So I started doing it. It's recently. So this is why I sort of do the mixture of Madhurya and Aishwarya.
No, even in Madhurya there is dressing. Please understand. In Madhurya there is dressing, but the dressing is very simple. Like if you go to the Vrajavasis in Vrindavan, they used to dress Krishna. Now Mother Yashoda, when she dresses very beautifully. What that? Very simple. One dhoti she'll put, and then she'll put tilak to Krishna. That dressing is there. He looks very beautiful in that. But when he goes to Dwarka, there it is very different. There he's like full with gold and he's like with all opulent things and crown and all these things. The Dwarka feeling is Aishwarya. Vrajavasi, the Vraja mood is very different, the Madhurya. Krishna is fully at his home in Vraja, but there is a king. So, how do you want to connect with Krishna? Whether Madhurya or it is Aishwarya, like Dwarka
Yeah,
Krishna, or
like
you want Madhurya
Jagannatha,
Vraja Vrindavan Krishna?
Jagannatha Krishna.
Jagannatha Krishna is both. Okay, you are intelligent.
Yeah.
So you see, so Krishna likes everything. Krishna is unlimited, he's infinite. And it's only that our service to Krishna is finite. So, whatever best possible way, we should be able to do that and connect with Krishna. That is the best performance of yoga. That is the highest perfection of yoga. But Krishna is actually, like Vinodji rightly mentioned earlier, he looks at the bhava. Bhavagrahi Janardana. So he's Bhavagrahi Janardana. So he really doesn't see your gold or dress or anything. He sees the bhava that we have in our heart. And that really matters to Krishna. Rest, all these external things really doesn't matter. So with what bhava we are giving, he enjoys. And he enjoys all the rasas. That's why he's called Rasraj. He enjoys everything. He likes Aishwarya, he likes Madhurya. It's just that how we want to connect with him. If personally, if you ask me, I would like in Madhurya, where I want to keep it very simple. If Krishna comes, if I have a deity in the future, I will keep him very simple. So that is how it is. Very, very simple. Right? So going forward, there are many things that we want to discuss. And in the fifth verse, Krishna is going to reveal something very special. The action is going to begin. Right? So next session, we will continue from where we have left. So for all the devotees on YouTube, we will meet you next week. And those who are here on StreamYard, you can stay back because there is something to discuss. So please take care until then. Take care. Hare Krishna.